conducted business of Granville County. I ask that our actions and our our actions be pleasing in your sight. Father, we thank you for the many good things you bestowed upon us, and we understand that there are sometimes bad that come with those things. And Father, for ours in our community that need your assistance, we hope that you're with them, guide their resistance to. Sorry. I had a peanut butter cup 3 seconds ago, and I'm choking on it. I apologize for that. If I may restart. Heavenly Father, as we come together this evening to conduct the business of Granville County, I pray that our actions are pleasing in your sight, and guide our hearts and our minds that we are pure. And Father, for those in our community, the sick and those that need you, we hope that you are with them. And if we can do anything to assist, Father, please let us know. Father, we ask these things in your name, in the most holy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. If you'll stand with me for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Board, Mr. Chairman, I apologize. My computer's restarting. I'm choking on a Reese's peanut butter cup, and it's one of those things.
Sorry, I probably didn't give you enough advance
No,
notice.
it's all good.
All right. Okay, our first item of business is the consent agenda, and I trust everyone's had time to read through it and go through it. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you, Karen. Our first item of business is approval of the agenda. Do we have any additions to the agenda tonight? Okay, if we don't have any additions.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
under item 17, as earlier discussed, I will be bringing up a couple things,
Okay.
other matters. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Is there anything else? Then we entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
Move to approve, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Do we hear a second?
Second.
We have a second. Any discussion on the motion? If not, we'll go to the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed likewise. Ayes have it. Motion carries. Thank you. And now, our next item of business is the consent agenda, and I trust you've all had opportunity to read through it. Do I hear a motion on the consent agenda?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the consent agenda.
We have a motion to
Second.
approve, and we have a second. Is there any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, we'll go to the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed likewise. Ayes have it. The consent agenda has been approved. And next we have introductions, recognitions, and presentations, and we have introduction to Charla Duncan, Economic Development Director. And I'll turn it over to our county manager.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And if I could invite Charla down to the podium. It really gives me great pleasure to introduce our new Economic Development Director this evening. She's been on board for coming up on 3 weeks and already has hit the ground running. Charla comes to us from Warren County. She's been there for 6 years, most of it working as their Director of Community and Economic Development. Her time there in that role included a number of major accomplishments, including identification and land acquisition of 3 county-owned sites for future development, securing over $5 million in development grant funding, all while wearing a number of other important hats for Warren County. Her accomplishments led her to be named a Trailblazer in Business NC in 2022, and the Emerging Leader of the Year by the North Carolina Economic Development Association in 2023. She currently represents the North Central Prosperity Zone on the Economic Development Partnership of North Carolina, most commonly known as EDPNC, on their advisory council. She is a certified economic developer and a graduate of the UNC School of Municipal and County Administration program. She received her bachelor's degree in English with a secondary education licensure from UNC Greensboro and a master's degree in public and nonprofit management from New York University. And with that, I'll say again how glad I am to have that position filled with this particular person and invite her to say a few words to you all if she would like.
Sure. Good evening, Commissioners. Good evening, Commissioners. And I am a fast learner because I had a Reese's Cup, Commissioner Karen. I was about to eat, and I put it away immediately as soon as you told me what the culprit was. So I am a fast learner. I hope that I stick with that. I do just want to say thank you to the county manager for bringing me before y'all, bringing me on board with the team. It is not lost on me, especially at this time of year, as you are looking at next year's budget and you're hearing with the Board of Equalization and Review, you're hearing from folks about their property appraisals. It isn't lost on me the role that economic development plays and why economic development is even a business that county government gets into, knowing that you serve a lot, you fund a lot of your services that folks rely on with your ad valorem property tax rate. And so I look forward to working with you and our municipalities and the residents and businesses of Granville County to make sure that we are looking a way forward for responsible growth for the county, sustainable growth for the county, and something that we can all feel proud of. So thank you for entrusting in me that charge. I appreciate it, and I look forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you, and welcome. Any commissioners?
Yeah, it's kind of like welcome back, isn't it? I tell you,
Yeah.
Charla was here before, and we got to know her and been able to follow her career. So congratulations on continuing to do great things, and look forward to working with you.
Thank you.
Still like to welcome back.
Thank you. It's good to be back. Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you. We appreciate it. Look forward to working with you.
And it's an unusual evening in that we have two introductions. So Carlos, would you come down briefly? While Carlos Landrau is coming down the stairs, I'll say that he has been a really faithful and committed employee of Animal Services since 2016 when he started with us. He is a certified animal control investigator, having gotten that accreditation through the National Animal Care and Control Association. He is certified through the North Carolina Animal Control Federation, the American Animal Cruelty Investigation School, Humane Society of the United States, and American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. He is a graduate of Cape Fear High School and also of UNC Pembroke, where he studied mass communications. I'll also mention that Carlos is a graduate of the Chamber of Commerce's Leadership Granville program, which has a history of producing solid leaders in the county. And so I now count, I maybe already considered Carlos one of those, but now even more so. And so final thing I'll say about Carlos is that, every employee and every department head brings sort of a different skill set and particular strengths to their work. And animal control is an area where people's passions can get very high very quickly, and there can be a lot of tension, as we try to resolve a particular issue. And I think one of Carlos's superpowers is his de-escalation sort of skill set. He really has a reputation for really being able to talk people down and calm a situation and find a way towards a positive resolution. So I appreciate that. I think it's a superpower that it might be more needed in the animal control realm than almost any other realm of county government. So Carlos, welcome. We're glad to have you, and feel free to share any brief words with the board.
Sure. Thank you for those kind words, and thank you to the Board of Commissioners for offering me this opportunity. I started in this field with no knowledge about animal control or any county government things, and I just continue to, with the support of everybody around me, I feel like I've grown a lot, and I hope that I can continue to provide the great service and live up to the kind words that you gave. So thank you again so much.
Great.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Carlos. Does anyone got anything they'd like to say? If not,
Look forward to your leadership.
Thank you.
yes, looking forward to working with you. Thank you.
Welcome aboard.
All right, our next item of business is public comments. No, I'm sorry, about to mess up here, about to get ahead of myself. Our next item of business is to hear from the Veteran Affairs Committee. And the Veterans Affairs Committee was created to advise the Granville
through community, social media, and the other media, newspapers, et cetera. We reach back to help our future veterans, our future military folks through the Warrior Games, which is typically held out at Webb High School, with the JROTC programs. We want to make Granville County a place where veterans want to be, where they feel loved, respected, and needed as part of the community. An interesting statistic, as of 2022, veterans comprise only 6% of the population, which is down from 18% in 1980. But we do recognize the work that they do in the communities to help others besides their own family, beyond their own scope. We also want to make sure no veteran feels left behind. Their service should never be forgotten. We do a lot of outreach to various places throughout the county to recognize these veterans. We also work with other groups, like the Emissaries Motorcycle Ministry, to raise money. In this case was to rehab a veteran home. We do help with veterans throughout the community by referring them to these other resources and to the help that the committee members provide. We do reach out to seek specific veterans to recognize. And this past year, we recognized Sergeant Major George Davis, who turned 100 years old. I neglected to say on the last slide, I'll just go back there real quick. Some of the community organizations we work with include the Joel Fund and the Hyperbaric Oxygen Therapy for Heroes down at RTP that provide services and connections for our veterans. Part of our outreach is participating in the parades, as well as as I mentioned, the Veteran Appreciation Event. We are continuing to look how we can further expand our outreach to help. We're looking to add these events. We're actually doing some preliminary work with the Sheriff's Office to see if we can set up a Veterans Court, which would help our veterans potentially in those situations. Finally, I'd like to thank the county commissioners for allocating $1,000 to us this year, which went towards the Veteran Appreciation Event, which helped us a lot. As you all know, our money is self-generated for the most part, and this $1,000 this year went to good use, and we appreciate that. I'd like to leave it. If you have any questions or comments.
I got a comment. I'd like to thank you for being here, Mr. Sella, and appreciate all the hard work that you guys do on the Veterans Board. The membership is increasing, and volunteers showing up is the key. I want to recognize Ann and Lynn, if you stand. They really are the workhorses behind all the many things we have. And I know we're trying as a board to shift that responsibility off to others. They hang on pretty sturdily. At the same time, they would like to let go some. And so, but I would like to think and have the board acknowledge them. I'd also like to recognize that this board and our budget meeting did discuss the $1,000 on a yearly basis, so I appreciate that to Veteran Services. All that money goes in whole to support these programs for our veterans, and is much appreciated, much used. How many do we have in attendance at the Veterans Appreciation dinner this year? So we had 150 at South Granville High School, and we served everyone that was there to eat, and so it's a wonderful organization. More importantly, we're doing for those that have done for us. So thank you. Yes, and thank AJ Spees, our VSO. He does a fantastic job.
He does a fantastic job.
And he doesn't miss he could not be here tonight due to previous commitments, but he is an outstanding VSO, always doing something for the veterans and always trying to find another way to bring more funding to the veterans, and it's much appreciated.
Well, and in addition, finding more ways to reach out to them. He does a fantastic job working with the VA and the benefits, et cetera. Very knowledgeable.
He does, and I want to thank AJ and thank you for coming and making this presentation. Thank the Veterans Affairs Committee, and thank all the veterans. We all owe them a debt of gratitude for their sacrifices for our country. Is there, have you got anything to say, County Manager? Okay.
No, sir.
I saw your mic on. Are the veterans here tonight? If you are, please stand. If we have any veterans in the audience. Just want to say thank you. Yes, thank you.
Yes, sir. On behalf of the committee, thank you for letting us present.
Well done. Thank you. And our next item of business is public comments, and we didn't have anyone sign up for public comments. So we'll move on to our public hearing on the proposed fiscal year 25-26 budget. And did we have anyone sign up for comments on the public hearing? We didn't have anyone sign up for public comments on the hearing. And, okay. I now call our public hearing on the proposed fiscal year 25-26 budget open to the public. And this is a hearing for the purpose of receiving comments from the public on the proposed budget for fiscal year 25-26. Drew Cummins, our county manager, delivered a budget presentation at the regular meeting on May 5th, 2025, our last meeting. Anyone wishing to speak, please come to the podium and state your name and address for the record. We didn't have anyone sign up, so we don't have any other further business. So I'll call this public hearing to a close. Thank you. And our next item of business is Sheriff's Matters. And Sheriff Fountain. Pleasure to see you tonight. Thank you.
Good evening. Good evening. First, giving honor to God. I first want to take a moment to address my chaplains. My chaplains have done a wonderful job over the weekend. We had a suicide this past yesterday. Harry Mills' wife passed today unexpectedly, who used to be Economic Development Director for the city of Oxford. So we've been in consultation with his family, and I think Reverend Anderson has spoken to him directly. We just want to continue to pray for our community, and when we go through these mental health crises and these sudden things that happen within our community, that we have the capacity to show comfort through the sheriff's office to these individuals in need. So with that being said, I come to you this evening asking for the board's approval to basically extend the contract for Mr. Rob Bailess, who's a consultant for us. We have money in the line item to our contract services within our budget to get this done. Mr. Bailess is a valuable asset. I'm sure that everybody appreciated the work that he did when we were in the middle of some influx of a sheriff's office. Now that we are in a process of getting to where we are, 2.5 years in, we still utilize him for a lot of things, contract negotiations, working for procurement, as well as our quartermaster systems that we're putting in place. So he's a valuable asset, not just for the sheriff's office, but for other agencies within our community. So we were asking that we continue his contract and look at it from year to year, so we don't have to come back and readdress all the issues and the termination policies are in place. And at some point, we will maybe not need Mr. Bailess as much, but we're doing so much that his mindset as a DEA special agent in charge is working for us, and I need to keep him in place to assist me in getting things further down the road than we are.
Thank you, Sheriff. Does anyone have any questions for the sheriff? If not, we'll entertain a motion to approve the contract.
Mr. Chairman, I offer motion that we approve the contract from Mr. Robert Bailess.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion? If not, we'll go to the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed likewise.
Aye.
We have, since we have some motions against it, do we need to go to a roll call vote? Pardon me? The ayes have it. The ayes have it by majority. I just want to make sure we follow the right procedure.
No, I think you're okay as long as it's clear.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, the motion carries.
Thank you, Commissioners. And we're starting a Ticket to Click It program from now until June 1st. So we will be pushing out stuff. Join us tomorrow for the torch run. If it's not raining, the entire law enforcement throughout the county is participating in the torch run tomorrow. And the sheriff's office will finish it off. We leave Webb around 6:30. We will run downtown. They will run, I will walk. But we will finish up downtown. I will pass the torch to the sheriff of Granville and Vance County, and then we'll have Spirit Night in the parking lot of Little Caesars, where all law enforcement will come together at Little Caesars and show off some of their wares and meet the community and do some more community networking kind of opportunities. And we have a big surprise. So if you're free, come on through. Thank y'all.
Thank you. All right, our next item of business is planning matters. Mr. Baker. And the purpose of this is to conduct a legislative hearing for Fred's Towing and Transport Incorporated rezoning application for a portion of property, 4.53 acres, located on Knott's Grove Road. And I will call our legislative hearing to order. And do we need to swear in? Okay.
Thank you,
ahead,
Mr. Chairman,
Thank you.
Commissioners, ladies and gentlemen. This is a legislative hearing for rezoning. I want to state that all public notice as required by local and state law have been accomplished for tonight's hearing. This is an application by Fred's Towing and Transport for a portion of a property which is east of I-85. It's 4.53 acres located on Knott's Grove Road. A portion of the property is already zoned I-2. They propose to rezone the 4.53 acres from agricultural residential 40 to general industrial district, which is I-2. It is again on the east side of I-85 with frontage on Knott's Grove Road. The planning board held a hearing in April. They recommended approval of the rezoning application by a 6-0 unanimous vote. You'll find the presentation, a rezoning application, and support material, table of uses and use definitions from the Land Development Code, Planning Board's written consistency statement and minute excerpts from their April 17th, 2025 meeting. Whoops. There we go. All right, you'll see outlined in blue the tract. It is again east of 85 with frontage directly on Knott's Grove Road. The purple, this is a copy of a zoning map. The purple is I-2 industrial zoning. The yellow is agricultural AR40. Again, a portion of the property on Knott's Grove Road is already I-2. It is undeveloped land. A little further out, you'll see the Knott's Grove industrial properties, former Santa Fe, and the manufactured home park manufacturer. It is it is in that purple that is south of the city of Oxford. That's the future land use map. That purple recommends office and industrial. You'll find in your materials the planning board's written consistency statement. And the spot zoning rezoning analysis. This is all required by state law. And again, they recommended approval of the rezoning by a 6-0 vote on the 17th of April. The applicant is here tonight too. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Does anyone on the board have any questions? If we have no questions from the board, we will declare the public hearing closed. One other thing, do we have any witnesses to come for either side, for or against? Not seeing anyone come forward, then we will declare the public hearing closed. Now, for the decision by the board, do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we rezone this property from AR40 to I2, and as well as adopting the written consistency statement.
Second.
Second.
We have a second about 3 places. Dealer's choice. Sorry about the little joke, but is there any discussion on the motion? If not, we'll go to the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed likewise. Ayes have it. Motion carries. Our next matter is approval of order granting major special use permit on Bluebell Lane. Barry, you get to work some more, don't you?
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, ladies and gentlemen, this is an order granting major special use permit for Duke Energy telecommunications tower on Bluebell Lane. On April 7th, the Commissioners held an evidentiary hearing that was submitted by Burns and McDonald on behalf of Duke Energy to construct a 404-foot guide wireless telecommunication tower with a fenced compound on property owned by Duke Energy Progress. The proposed tower is intended to replace an existing Duke Energy tower at the same location. Prior to the hearing, the Granville County Board of Adjustment granted a height variance for the proposed tower. On November 28th, 2023, the proposed special use permit order, due to a conflict of interest in which County Attorney Wren recused himself, Attorney Chad Essex served as counsel to the board during the hearing. And following the hearing, the board approved the major special use permit, and the attached order was drafted by Attorney Essex, which formally documents the decision for final approval. I, as planning director, recommend approval of the order.
and I'd be happy to answer any questions anyone has.
Does anyone have any questions? Hearing none, we entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I offer a motion that we approve the special order granting a major special use permit and would point out that the tower is shorter than what's there now.
We have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
A second.
We have a second. Is there any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, we'll go to the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed likewise. Ayes have it, motion carries. And now for our county manager's report.
Only one quick item. This is a small oversight. When I was looking up towards Carlos, I saw the gentleman in the blue shirt right behind him and wanted to point out to the board that when Carlos moved up from deputy director to director, Billy Spain moved up into the deputy director role. He's been in animal control for how many years? 16 and a half. So we've got another experienced hand who's been very committed to Granville County Animal Control, and appreciate your service as well.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Our county attorney's report. Do we have anything for closed session?
I think we do have one matter for attorney-client privilege.
Okay, we have one matter for executive session. Okay, and presentation by our county commissioners. Commissioner Karen,
No report.
Commissioner Zlotus J.
Just only thing I'd just like to say, I see that we had Mayor from Butner and Mayor from STEM with us tonight. Thank you for coming and appreciate your time. That's all.
All right, Commissioner Williford,
Nothing tonight.
Commissioner Griffin.
Just one thing. Last Friday night, I was honored to be invited to go to the commencement ceremony at Vance Granville Community College. It was a wonderful program and ceremony, and I just want to report to the community that Vance Granville graduated 517 people, which was a record number for the college. And I just want to say how proud I am of the college, the students, the faculty there, and the county and the citizens for supporting that college. It's a valuable asset that we have, and I just want to acknowledge them and thank them for all the hard work, and the students for all the hard work that they're going to do in the coming years as they go out now into the world, into the working world, and learn what that's all about. So thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Griffin. Commissioner Cozart.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Just like to say, been around a number of budget processes, and I think to come into tonight after the budget being presented at our last meeting and not have any discussion or any concerns, just great effort by the staff, great effort in communicating to those who maybe made requests. And I think with the clarity of the budget being presented in our communities, we saw what we saw tonight. So just want to say that doesn't go unnoticed. Had a wonderful time at the Culture Fest in Oxford, and it was just good to see people come together. I know that Dr. Helen Otho was smiling down on that, as she had been a proponent of wanting to see Oxford have something like that, and it was very, very enjoyable. And my condolences to Harry Mills. Harry, of course, attended Webb and was an outstanding basketball player there, and also has been one of our county employees. And just want to send the best to him in the loss of his wife. And thank you so much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Commissioner May.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to recognize the fire departments, volunteer fire departments. The grant money did come through. We talked about a lot of discussion. And in fact, 11 out of the 12 are granted $40,000, which means they match at 40,000 becomes 80,000. So I'd like to commend the Fire Commission for making a wise decision and how they maintain the money in that account, and it'll be put to good use. The one department that did not get it, they did apply. However, the state ran out of money. And so based on priorities, I'm pretty confident the state goes down the list based on
what departments are prioritized and their income and so forth. So 11 out of 12 is exceptional. So I'm thankful for Jason Rivas and Ken Reeves from Emergency Services for the hard work they put forth in that. We actually had a meeting today with the schools, which is a good meeting, and we talked about a maintenance agreement that they're looking at with a company that may render a significant amount of savings, at the same time provide a means to meet a lot of needs of deferred maintenance in a way in which they can pay it back through the savings they earn through the contract. So I'm looking forward to further discussion on that with Commissioner Gooch, sharing with the county manager on how we can proceed with that from the school liaison perspective. And then I do have, like I said, Mr. Chair, other matters, a couple things to bring up. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And I'd like to echo Commissioner Cozart's condolences to Harry Mills. I first met Harry when I was on the Butler Town Council and enjoyed working with him there. We became what I felt like were good friends, and I think the world of Harry, and I'm so sorry to hear about the passing of his wife. And we want you to please keep Harry and his family in the prayers. Certainly keep them in my prayers. Is there any further business coming before the board? Other matters?
Thank you, Chairman Gooch. Well, yes, this week is, first of all, I'd like to, again, talk to the county manager briefly and just mention to the board, I had the opportunity over the last few weeks of spending a reasonable amount of time at the Gap. And we've invested a significant amount of money out the Gap. And I asked the county manager that he would get with each commissioner and work with Ms. Weichel, work with the folks that work out there, whoever they need to work with, to make sure that that it really maintains its appearance, and that some of the wood and some of the different things that can be corrected out there, the fencing, some of the concession stands, a dugout. Because it quite frankly, for 2 days, it was standing room only out there. It was quite amazing. I was really overwhelmed with the amount of people that come there, and this is the second weekend I've observed that over the last few weeks. So, and I'm sure it's happened for many years now, but we need to maximize that. And in turn, is that I understand that we have, like all budgets have constraints, but would like to make sure that those needs are not forgotten, and that we make sure that we keep that place looking like it looks. And then I would like to mention this tonight, and I wish the sheriff would have stayed. This week is National Week. This is National Police Week. It's observed annually during the week of May 15th to honor law enforcement officers who have died in the line of duty and recognize the contributions of all law enforcement personnel. I know every member of this board supports law enforcement and those who serve in our sheriff's office and local police departments. It takes a special person to willingly place themselves in harm's way for others, often a stranger. It takes a special person to run toward gunfire or to avert danger with instinct and determination. Setting fear aside, it requires courage. It takes a special person to cuddle a lifeless body and then comfort their loved ones, then repeat this many times over within a career. It takes a special person who, within a millisecond, makes life-changing decisions, shift after shift, year after year. Doing so, the wrong decision could impact their lives and their families forevermore. It also takes a special mate and family who stands beside our law enforcement officers. They too pay a price. They serve as well. A new study examines the tragic relationship between police officers and suicide. Police officers, and when I say police officers, I'm also speaking about our deputies, are often at a higher risk of suicide than any other profession. In fact, suicide is so prevalent in the profession that the number of police officers who died by suicide is more than triple that than officers who were fatally injured in the line of duty. Researchers are attributing these statistics to the unique combination of intense stress, human devastation that police officers are exposed to on a daily basis. We ask you to remember the toll this takes on the professions and our servants and their families. Unlike most occupations, they cannot unhitch the events of their day. Many events will be cataloged within their minds only to reappear when the next event occurs or even in a quiet moment many years later. So as we remember those who have fallen and those who are serving, pray for them. They swore an oath. This brings a lifetime commitment. Finally, I'd like to thank our deputies on behalf of the board. I'd like to thank all of our deputies, police officers, and other law enforcement officers for your service and commitment to our county, state, and nation. God bless. Thank you, board.
Thank you, Commissioner May. Is there any other matters to come before us? If not, we'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'm sorry, I just say that when I said the closed session, one's for attorney-client privilege and the other one's for personnel. Just want to be clear.
Okay, thank you. All right, then we'll entertain a motion to recess this meeting and come back in closed session. And then after the closed session, we'll adjourn the meeting.
Move to recess.
Have a motion to recess. Do you hear a second?
Second.
We have a second. Any discussion? Then we'll go to vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed likewise. Ayes have it. Motion carries. We're going to take a 10-minute recess and come back in closed session. I would have